Got these damn wrens living in a bluebird house. I can make the noise. All morning long, I'm trying to do my morning stretches. And these damn birds. On a wing in the wind, dance up above. There's a magic that glides through the trees. Sing a song on a limb, work the fields all day long. There's a pageant on display in the breeze. If my maker should send me back here for another round, well, I wouldn't mind learning how to fly. And I don't care if I'm green, red or blue, or black or white. On a wing in the wind I will fly. Maybe the South will be my home. In the jungles I will roam, and I'll sleep under the stars in the highest tree. Maybe the shoreline and the reeds, and I'll feast as the tide proceeds, singing songs in a whole new tonality. If my maker should send me back here for another round, wouldn't mind learning how to fly. And I don't care if I'm green, red or blue, or black or white. On a wing in the winds I will fly. Days I'm stuck on the ground, stuck in a rut, trying to look up, and in flies a friend who could care less about me. She's just making her rounds, singing songs from town to town, and every twig's a gig from tree to tree. And if my maker should send me back here for another round, well, I wouldn't mind learning how to fly. Care if I'm green, red or blue, or black or white. On a wing in the wind I will fly. On a wing in the wind I will fly. On a wing in the wind I will fly. I needed one more song for the last album that the band put out, and I held myself up in a cabin up on Basin Lake at a friend's place, and I was sitting there, I'm like, all right, I need one song, Steve. Let's just make an easy song. Let's do 3 chords, we'll do it in the key of C, which is the easy key, and I'm surrounded by those bird books, and I was like, oh, there you go. And that's how you write songs, folks. So let's just jump right into the love songs. I've been in love with my baby so long, caress her neck and she'll sing a song. She'll make you laugh, she'll make you cry. She may be strung just a little too loose, but I swear she's as tough as spruce. When she's in my arms, she makes me want to testify. My love for her, it hangs on a string. It's alright, it's alright. It was destiny. she makes me look so good. I owe her a heavy debt of gratitude. She's a beauty, sings life into the night. Well, my love for her, it hangs on these strings. She is this pretty little Martin guitar. D15. I also have my wife working with that. So this song is, there's a lot of songs that I have an opportunity to sing for you tonight that I didn't generally play with the band because I wanted to have a kind of a rockin' show with the band and stuff, so it's nice to go back. I had this song on the first album, and as you become an acoustic guitar player, at some point you gotta learn Blackbird. And those chords are great. And they're simple, but at some point you learn how to play. And so, I was writing a song, and I was like, oh, that's a little Blackbirdish. But that's the beautiful thing about music, is you can always borrow little pieces from here and there. So see if you can pick out some of the Blackbird chords in here. And some of the songwriters I admire, they're storytellers, but they always seem to wrap it up nicely and package it for the last verse. So that's something that I've adopted as well. This one's called My Mind. My mind. That's not the way it goes. My love, where did you sleep last night? My love, I hope he treats you right. My my dear, guess I'll leave this town. No sense in sticking around. My love, I hope you always knew you couldn't be true, but don't worry. Worse storms and I never expected that we would last. But my mama had warned me about girls too fast. My outside of two below. My word, I picked up this pretty girl. Said she was leaving her world. She smiled, she said she'd be okay. She smiled, she said she'd be okay. weathered where storms always found her way. She reached across and she held my hand. She slipped off her wedding band. Well, my. We've kind of entered the depressing part of the songwriting. I don't know if you've noticed. No. I do promise that things will build throughout the night. It's so easy to write a sad song. That stuff takes a little bit of work to try to keep them all upbeat. You guys, let me see. I've lived in Hadlyme since 1998, I think, and I just ran into a friend here, Leslie, and she said, "I remember when you gave your first talk at the Garden Club." And that made me remember back. I was like, "Oh gosh, I hope the Garden Club, got their money back." I was still killing a lot of plants back then. And but it made me think that, wow, I've lived here for over 25 years now, and it's really become home. And this is an amazing community. We're very fortunate to have this Grange Hall here. Is Bill Hawthorne here tonight?
Yes.
Hello, Bill.
How you doing, Steve?
I should just let you talk a little bit. I met Bill because I lived at 7 Ferry Road, which was one of the Prowls homes next to the country store. And I was renting from Missy Prowl, and Bill lived across the street. And Bill came down and he said, "I heard you play banjo." And I said, "I own a banjo." But we started to create a friendship based on music. And Bill and his lovely wife at the time would feed me, and I'd go up to their home, and we would pick out all this old time music. And Bill taught me Red River Valley and a slew of others, Golden Slippers, and you name it. And it wasn't bluegrass, but we did have one song that had a 7th chord in it. And Bill, you always liked that song because that would get you going, and because everything was flat picking. And Bill would fiddle away like crazy, like fire, and he would fill out these tunes, and I could just feel where he was going, and Bill would teach me all these old times. So we became the house band down here for the Strawberry Dinner. We would do the Harvest Dinner down here, and I really have a lot of gratitude for those days when Bill and I would sit up there on the stage. And that gets me to a little other point about the hall. And I didn't bring it out, so let me pull that out. So I met my wife I met Jackie in March of 2001. And Jackie was home, and she grew up over in Essex. I was working for Joe Standard at the time, and Joe had a Ford SHO that he was selling. And I think some of the community remember his caretaker, Will, who was a great guy. And Will said to me one day, he said, "Well, Joe's selling this Ford Taurus if you want to buy it." And he's like, "But it's a sports car. And it had a 24-valve dual overhead cam Yamaha racing engine inside a Ford Taurus. And leather bucket seats with bolster. The first car that had a CD player. It's the same car they used in the movie RoboCop." And Joe was going to sell it for $2,400 or something, and so I bartered it off for like a bunch of dogwood trees and some apple trees. And my friends used to say, Steve, that sounds like too many vowels. So I told Jackie I had the sports car, and she's like, nah. But we had a, Jackie and I met, and by the end of March, we were throwing a party here in the hall. So it was the first Aries Musicale, and the Hadlyme on March 31st, 2001. And there were a whole bunch of us in the community that had birthdays in the spring, so we were all Aries, which is the ram. And I remember going over to Deep River to do the clip art, and the woman asked me, I had 7 different rams to choose from, and I chose the one that was showing his hindquarters. I was a lot younger, and she's like, are you sure? And so we had this party, and my wife met my parents at the bottom of the stairs there, because I had that Ford SHO with a huge trunk in the back. And Jackie went down the stairs, and she met my father and my mother, and my father and Jackie said hello, and then proceeded to carry the kegs of beer out of the show, the Ford SHO, up the stairs and over here. And then Bill Hawthorne came down and played, and we put Bill on a mirrored stage that my friends in Chester, some artists from Chester, had a stage that was all mirrored. Put Bill on the stage and put a down light on with disco ball going. Bill was firing off on his fiddle, and we played kind of messy rock and roll all night long. And to this day, the music in the hall has to be stopped at 10 p.m. Thanks to me. Because Wally and Cheryl lived next door at the time, and I think it was pretty much like, yeah, the 4 a.m. drum solo was the best thing. So those are back in the days. That's back when I was a different person. So the hall is a very important place to me. Jackie and I have been here many times before, and it's great to have it in the community. So even if you're not from Hadlyme and you came in from another town, I'm sure that you all have halls and great halls like this, and they're all very important parts of our community. So I'd like to thank the hall. I'd like to thank the new board that is working so diligently to put on, to build up the hall a little bit and to put a new roof on it. And there's a $20 donation tonight, but if you feel so inclined, the box is right over there to add more. I'm just saying. And then membership to the hall is important too. So if you're not a member and you'd like to join, there's some envelopes over there as well. So thank you to the hall for all they do.